Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So of course I'm not here. I am here. I'm just in meetings all day today, so I do apologize for that one. You guys know how this works. All right, so again, pause the video at certain spots, take notes, and then you have your class activity at the very end. So again, pause the video here, try this warm up out. You're solving a system of equations. Again, we've been doing that for a solid week now. Um, again, I was kind of persuading you guys yesterday to try to solve by elimination. All right, so pause the video, and then we'll resume in a second. All right. So here, if I want to solve this again, I'd rather go with elimination. I don't have graph paper on here, and it's very difficult to draw a straight line on my computer. So I noticed that if I actually try elimination, I don't even have to multiply by anything because I know that my 1y here is going to cancel out my negative 1y. So again, poof, those go away like that. So I have 2x's and 3x's, which gives me 5x. Well, the 9 and the 16 will give me 25. If I divide both sides by 5, I get x is equal to 5. And again, my solution, okay, should be, in this case, what did I find? I found x. I better put that in the x spot. So now what do I have to do is I have to find the value of y. That takes me back to the original problems. Which do I want to use? I'm going to go with the top one. 2x plus that 1y, or simply y, is equal to 9. Well, what variable do I know? I know x. So when I go to rewrite this, this is going to say 2, but instead of the x, here, let me put it in a different color so you guys see it. It's going to be parentheses 5. Go back to blue. Plus y is equal to 9. So what's 2 times 5? That's 10. 10 plus y is equal to 9. Well, minus 10 to both sides. And we get y is equal to negative 1. So what's our actual solution? 5 comma negative 1. That is our answer. We are good to go. All right, guys. So copy down this title, Creating Systems of Linear Equations. Okay. Notice today I'm not going to give you the equations already set up. Your job is going to be, the big idea for today is, can you create the system? All right, let's just jump into example number 1. We'll do this one together. So again, make sure you guys follow along. It says movie and gaming rental boxes was a spot to go back in 2015. Uribe was charged $10 for 2 movies and 2 video games. Okay, and then we have a different situation here. We say Ramirez was charged $11 for 4 movies and 1 video game. Okay, what they want us to figure out is what is the cost for, so again, the cost for just 1 movie and what is the cost for 1 video game. Now those variables now will have an actual meaning. We were just getting stuff that, your x value, your y value, that x and that y is actually going to stand for something, whatever variable we choose. So here's the awkward part for today. How do I write an equation that represents this? Well, let's go back to Uribe here. Uribe was charged $10, so that should be my total. That's my total at the very end. I was charged, I purchased, or not purchased, sorry. I rented 2 movies. How can I represent 2 movies? Okay, I can say 2x. I'm going to go with m just so that I remember that if I'm talking about m, I'm talking about movies. Could you say x? Absolutely, go for it. And then I was also rented 2 video games. So in addition to that, okay, I also got 2 video games. I might use 2v. Well, what do I know? 2 movies plus those 2 video games was equal. I had a cost of $10. Okay, well, I have to do the same thing for Ramirez. Ramirez was charged $11 for 4 movies and 1 video game. So again, the 4 movies, I'm going to say 4m, or if you're using x, you could say x. And then 1 video game, so plus that 1 individual video game, and they spent a total of $11. So this is our big idea for today. Can you guys represent the system? Now again, I would highly recommend that you guys use a variable that kind of closely resembles, right? Movies, let's use m. Video games, let's use v. Could you use x and y's? Absolutely. It doesn't change it. Well, my job now is, what is the cost for 1 movie? What is the cost for 1 video game? So I actually have to go through and solve this system. And again, I'm going to solve this by elimination. I already found my little target here. If this is a 4m, the top one better be a negative 4m. So my job right here is going to be multiply by negative 2. So let me scoot that over here. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4m. Negative 2 times 2v is negative 4v. negative 2 all the way across is equal to negative 2 times 10 is negative 20. Okay, the bottom one's going to stay exactly as it is because it's going to be a positive 4m, which we'll cancel in a second, positive 1v, and lastly, this is going to be 11. 11 stays the same. Well, the reason we did that is so that when I go through, okay, so sorry, the reason I did that is so that when I actually go through, my negative 4m and 4m will cancel out. What is negative 4v plus 1v? Be careful here, there's going to be negative 3v. What is negative 20 and 11? When I combine those, that gives me negative 9. I can do better than this, dividing both sides by negative 3. I get v is equal to positive 3. Now that's great, but this actually means something. Okay, v was standing in for video games. So what is this saying here? It's going to cost me how much for one video game? Let's write a little sentence over here. It costs $3 for just one video game, for a single video game. That's how much I'm spending. What I want you guys to do today is, because this actually means something, I don't want you to put it in coordinate form. I actually want you to give me a quick little blurb, a little sentence. What does that actually stand for? Well, I figured out how much does it cost for one video game, but I have to go back and figure out what is the cost for one movie. So again, I have to take this and plug it back into one of my original problems. I'm gonna pick let's go with the top one. Why not? Let's go with the one in blue here. So hopefully I have room. I'm going to use 2m plus 2v is equal to 10. Okay, what am I replacing? Well, I'm going to replace, I know video games cost $3. So this is going to be 2m plus 2 times, instead of that v, I'm going to put a 3 is equal to 10. Well, 2m plus 2 times 3 is 6 is equal to 10. 2m, when I subtract 6 from both sides, minus 6, I get is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2. M is equal to 2. What does that mean? What does M is equal to 2? What does that actually stand for? Remember, the question was, what is the cost for one movie? And M, the variable, is representing movies. So again, let's draw another little, write a little sentence here. It will cost us, it costs $2 for one movie. So again, guys, this is the big idea for today. Number one is, can you actually go ahead and write the system? Number two is, can you please, do you understand what the variables stand for, and can you please give me that sentence? So again, V was standing for video games, so it cost $3 for one video game. M was standing for movies, so it cost $2 for movies. Okay, take a second. I want you guys to try this out. Okay, when you're ready, hit play and I'll show you guys the solution. Alright guys, so here's the equation that I came up with, or the system, excuse me, set of equations I came up with. So I know that Anthony went to the store and he spent $90. Okay, so that's my grand total. He bought one pair of pants, so I used 1p for pants, and 4 shirts. Now I used 4s. Hopefully that S doesn't throw me off again. That's an S, not a 5. Check your, careful when you're writing it. Of course, you can use a different variable like H or anything else like that for shirts, right? The second one, it says Marcos went to the store and he spent $60, so that's my grand total at the very end. But he only bought one pair of pants, so 1p, and one shirt, so I put plus 1s. Now, of course, the question is, what is the price for one pair of pants? So my question, I want to figure out the variable p. If I just want pants, all I really want is p. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's solve this system by elimination. So let me pick green. Which variable do I want to cancel out? I'm going to go ahead, let's go with the p's, why not? So if this is a positive 1p, this better be a negative 1p. Let me go ahead and distribute to everything by a negative 1. Negative 1 times 1, that is negative 1p. Negative 1 times 1s is negative 1s. And negative 1 times 60 is negative 60. The top one, again, does not change. Still 1p plus 4 shirts for a grand total of 90. Alright, let's eliminate. 1p minus 1p cancels out. 4 shirts minus 1 shirts gives me 3 shirts. S is equal to 90 minus 60 is 30. I can do better. Divide both sides by 3 and I get S is equal to 10. Now again, S was standing for shirts. Am I worried about the shirts? No, I needed pants. So how can I figure out pants. Well, I have to go back and substitute. Okay, it actually would have been smarter for me to actually not cancel out P, but actually to cancel out S. So sometimes you actually, if you think about it for a second and say, hey, which variable can I eliminate, you might save yourself some time. If I would have actually canceled out, this is a positive force. If I would have made this a negative force, it would have made my life easier, right? Dang, I didn't think about that. All right, and it's okay. We can still work this out. So let's go through. Now, again, when I substitute, doesn't matter which equation you use. Does not matter. Okay, here I'm going to go with, let's go with the top one. Why not? 1p plus 4s is equal to 90. And I found out S. I found that shirts cost $10. I'm not going to write that sentence because that's not what it's asking for. So I will put 1p plus 4 times the $10 shirts is equal to 90. Well, 1p, what's 4 times, oops, let me erase that real quick. What is 4 times 10? That's going to be, put this in blue, that's 40 is equal to 90. So 1p, I should have done minus 40 here, minus 40 here, these guys cancel out. 1p is equal to 50. Now some of you guys go ahead and, do the one, does it change anything? No. P is equal to 50, but I actually found out both variables. It's kind of nice to know both of them, right? Shirts cost $10. How much do pants cost? $50. So again, this is what we were looking for. Let's make sure we write a sentence so we actually answer the question. The price for pants is $50. So one pair of jeans is going to cost $50. All right, guys, let's go on to the next one here. So Perfect Patios is building a rectangular deck for a customer. According to the customer specifications, the perimeter should be 40 meters and the difference between twice the length and twice the width should be 4 meters. Okay, so all that, they did all the work for you guys. Here is your system. Okay, 2L plus 2W is equal to 40 and 2L minus 2W is equal to 4. Can be used to represent this situation where L, this is the important part here, L is the length and W is the width. So it's asking what will be the length and width of the deck. So you guys have to go ahead and solve that system and then write that little sentence. What is the length? What is the width? So again, pause the video here, take a second, solve that system, make sure you understand what does L represent, what does W represent. All right, so let's go through this. The nice thing for this guy right here is they're good to go. I can actually cancel out. I have a positive 2W and a negative 2W. So if I actually wanted to do that, let me do the work on the side. I'm going to need a little bit of space here. Plus 2W is equal to 40. And I have twice the length here minus twice the width is equal to 4. Well, I know these guys are going to eliminate right away. Okay, that was kind of neat. So 2L's and 2L's will give me 4L. What is 40 and 4? That's going to be 44. Divide both sides by 4. I know that L is going to be 11. So again, where L is the length. So what will be the length of the deck? Let's write a sentence. The length will be 11. Now this one actually has a units here. It's going to be in meters, so 11 meters. Okay, that is one of my answers here. I actually need to write a sentence. I don't need that ordered pair. Okay, now what is I found the length. We're good to go. Now I need to find the width. How do we find that? Well, we have to substitute back into the problem. Now I'm going to use the first one. So we're going to say 2 times the 11, plus 2W is equal to 40. All right, so let's go through and something happened here. So that's 22 plus 2W is equal to 40 minus 22 to both sides. 22, I'm ahead of myself here. 2W is going to equal 18. Divide both sides by 2. We get W is equal to 9. Again, what is that saying? That's saying that the width, is 9 meters. All right, guys, here is your class activity. You got 2 problems. Problem number 1, problem number 2.